like Evelina said, Rosh Chodesh is unique to women because we didn't give our jewelry to the golden calf. But what's interesting is, what does the moon look like on Rosh Chodesh? What would you assume it looks like? This is the new moon. We are celebrating the moon. A slither, is that what you said?
It's not there.
Oh, it's not there, right? It's barely there, right? I would expect, and only once I learned this to actually pay attention and actually look up at the moon on Rosh Chodesh, and I'm like, that is so funny. The moon on Rosh Chodesh does not look like this, what we would expect. A full, beautiful circle. It looks like this, like Evelina said, like a teensy, like you can barely see it. It's a new moon. Why is this when we're celebrating the moon? It's the same reason we celebrate when a baby's born. I went to a Brit this week and circumcision. And there's a whole party for this cute little teensy thing, right? You do the same thing when a girl is born. You have a kiddush, right, where everyone comes and gives blessings. And why do we do it when the child is born? Why don't you do it at the end of their life? They've accomplished a lot, right? They haven't kept their mom up for an entire week straight, right? What are we celebrating?
A new beginning.
The new beginning, thank you, Nikita. A new beginning, a fresh start. And we're celebrating the isness. We're raised in a society that is so result-oriented and focused that seems to be all that matters. Who am I? Rabbi Twersky, he's a great rabbi, psychologist, and addictions counselor who's written over 70 books. He met this man in shul, and as he said, would you like to come to us for a meal for Shabbat? And the man said, sure, I'm not religious, but I could do this Shabbat thing. And so as they're leaving shul, Rabbi Twersky said, there's actually no Eruv here. Eruv is the string they make around a city limit, so we're able to carry and not bring something from private domain to public domain. And so Rabbi Twersky said, actually there's no Eruv here, so you'll have to leave your wallet and stuff in shul. And the man's like, okay. And he left it there, and as they're walking home, Rabbi Twersky turns to him and said, so who are you, And so the guy reached into his pocket to pull out his business card, and he had this moment of shocking realization of how much he identified with his business card. Who am I? I'm the initials behind my name. I am the school that I went to, right? I am the honors roll or not. I am my family's last name. I am my bank account status. And we're living in a time where it's total result-oriented. It's not a Jewish concept. We're celebrating the moon, the fact that the moon is, the potential for the moon. We celebrate the birth of a child, the potential of the child. Why are we making weddings? 60% of people end up divorced. Let's make a celebration if they make the 10-year mark or even 2-year mark, right? We're celebrating the potential of this couple. We're celebrating the isness. We'll finish with this last idea. So, during the time when the Jews left the desert, and they just witnessed all of these miracles, and they just witnessed the sea splitting, and they're eating bread falling from heaven. They're drinking water out of a rock. They are about to hear God speak. They heard God speak, sorry. And then Moses goes up and he doesn't come down. They miscalculated by one day. And then they start collecting jewelry to make a golden calf. And when they get to the woman say, Adkan, right, until here, stop, we're not giving. And they said, come on, give us the jewelry. And the woman said, no, Moshe's coming back. Moshe's coming back. And they said, he's not, he already left off, he's up in heaven, you see he's with God, the fire, the clouds, he's up there. And the woman said, we're not giving the jewelry. And in that merit, says Chazal, we have Rosh Chodesh. Why Rosh Chodesh? Because that is the foundation of a woman. When the moon is waning, when we can barely see it, when it's this tiny, tiny little sliver, and life doesn't really make sense right now, and things are really hard, and I can actually barely see the light at night, the women are saying, but it's still there. We're celebrating the moon when we can barely see it. We're saying, God, I have a emunah. I believe in you. Even though I can't see the light, I know even though I can't see the moon, it's there. Even though Moshe's not coming back right now, I know he's going to. Rachel Frankel, she's the mother of Neftali Frankel, who was one of the 3 boys who was tragically kidnapped and murdered 3 years ago here in Israel. And I don't know if anyone was here. It was an incredibly emotional 12 days in Israel, basically just glued to our screens of where are these 3 boys, and we didn't know where they were. And there was a gathering at the Kotel that I'll never forget. Rachel Frankel, the mother, she just went around, she was giving chizuk, she was strengthening people. And she went around telling people, like, we're going to find my son, we're going to find these boys. She stood up at the Kotel, thousands of people, there was a gathering of Tehillim when we still didn't know where they were. And she said, I want you all to know that regardless of what I hear about my son, regardless of what the police tell me happened to my child, don't think one of your prayers went to waste, not one tear went to waste. Is that powerful? Sarah Littman, this girl, her father, this was when all the attacks were happening last year, her father and her brother, I don't know if you remember this also, were killed the week before her wedding. They were murdered the week before her wedding. She got up, again, we're speaking about the koach of women, the power of women. Why is Rosh Chodesh unique to women, especially when we can't see the moon? She got up more like, she's sitting Shiva. She's literally sitting the 7 days. Her father and brother were just murdered brutally, right? And she got up on TV. And I remember just seeing her face. She looked like she's sitting Shiva for her brother and her father. And she stood there with her chatan, with her groom. And she said, we're having the wedding, and the entire Am Yisrael is invited. The entire Jewish nation is invited. It was here in Vanina Hyoma, right across from the central bus station. People flew in from across the world. There were over 10,000 people at her wedding. There were a picture of her brother and her father there at the table with a candle. It was outside. They couldn't even hold all the people inside. She didn't do it because she wanted to celebrate. I don't care, I want to marry this guy. She did it because mi ka'amcha Yisrael. She did it because that's the koach of a Jewish woman. She did it because me not having my wedding is showing the Arabs you won. And she said, I'll mourn afterwards. The greater good of the Jewish nation is what's more important right now than me having my own personal exile, my own personal mourning. And she had a wedding with over 10,000 people there. That's what we're celebrating on Rosh Chodesh. We're celebrating, I can't see it, it doesn't make sense, and life is hard, and I want to have a tantrum, but God, I know you're there. So God willing, next class will continue with, I always have these grand plans of how much we'll get through, you know, like 8 pages, and then we get through maybe 2. So God willing, and I cut out so much, but God willing, next class will continue with Rosh Chodesh.